Hey everyone, Caitlin Bacher here. For those of you that don't know who I am, I help entrepreneurs start and grow profitable Facebook groups. And I'm coming to you live today because I want to talk about something. Obviously I want to talk about something, otherwise why would I be here? That's weird. Anyway, so what I wanted to talk to you about today is an email that I sent to my list a couple days ago. And in that email, the title of the email was, I made a business plan for you. And in that email, I laid out specific steps in order to blow past $100,000 in 1 year. And the most important thing to note about that email was actually not that you can make $100,000 in 1 year. The most important thing to note was that your journey starts with 5 sales. 5. Now, here's what happens when most people launch a new product and they get 5 sales. They feel like a failure. They feel like, oh my gosh, nobody wants my product. Like, this is horrible. I gotta create something new. I need to start on my next project. I need to figure out what my audience really wants because they didn't want this, blah, blah, blah. And it just snowballs, right? So then they create their next product. And a couple people buy that product. They're like, this is a failure too. I need to create something new. And so throughout the entire year, they're starting in these little tiny fits, but they're not getting anywhere. So what I'd like to offer you today is, if you can relate to that, if you can relate to launching a product and getting 5 sales, instead of abandoning that project and feeling like a failure and feeling like you have to go out and create something brand new, I want you to focus. I want you to focus on improving upon that one product, because the opportunity costs are too great if you continue to start these little things over and over again. It's not going to work. Now, I'm hosting a free masterclass on Monday, and it's going to be live. It's live, it's free, and I want for you to attend. It's the address is in the title of this. It's fabfbgroups.com/masterclass. So maybe someone can drop that into the comments, fabfbgroups.com/masterclass. So anyway, back to what I was saying. The key to reaching your financial goals is focus. So here's what I mean. Now, you're going to start with 5 sales, right? You're going to start with 5 sales. Now, when you get those 5 customers, you're going to give them the very best experience that they've ever had in their life, because you only have 5. So you can give them like loads of attention, loads of support. You can make sure that every single one of those 5 customers has an amazing experience, so that at the end, you can collect incredible case studies and testimonials that you're then going to use for your next launch. Okay, so let's say you started out, let's say it's January, you started out, you have 100 people in your Facebook group, and from those 100 people in your Facebook group, you sold 5 products. Okay, you sold 5 products, and I'm going to go with saying that you're selling each of those products for $1,000 each, because if you're selling an online program that comes along with support that's ongoing, it's really important that you price them in order to communicate their value. So maybe it's more than $1,000. I'm just going to say $1,000 even. So you have that group of 100 people, you launch your product, you get 5 sales. So here's what happens. 2 months later, you're now armed with amazing case studies, amazing testimonials, and so you launch again, right? It's 2 months later. So you launch the first time in January, you had 5 sales. After that, you launch again. Then it's January, 2 months later, so it's March. So you launch again in March, and within that time frame, you've added 500 new people to your Facebook group, right? You started out with 100, and then over a 2-month period, you add 500 more. All right? Now you've got 20. Now you get 20 customers with this launch. So you've just grown from your first launch in January of $5,000 to your next launch in March with 20 people buying. That's $20,000. Okay? So you've now made $25,000, and it's March. All right? So you're off to a good start. So what you do now is you survey your audience and you ask them why they didn't buy. Because you're in this for the long run, and it's up to you to fully understand exactly why someone didn't buy your product or program. Because there's a good chance that some of the people that didn't buy were actually a perfect fit for your program, only you were not able to communicate the value of it. Because for some reason, they felt like your program wasn't a good fit for them. Okay? So when you survey your audience and then you understand, of course, some survey results you'll get back and you'll be like, you're right. Like, this person was not a good fit, right? Totally fine. There's, of course, like, our products and services are not designed for everyone. Some people are just not a good fit, and that's fine. But you're going to find out that there are some people that say, well, I didn't feel like it was a good fit because blah, blah, blah. Or because you said blah, blah, blah. Or because I thought the program was for blah, blah, blah. So then you can go back and you can refine your marketing message. You can go back. You don't have to start from scratch. You can go back. You can tweak those emails. You can tweak your webinar. You can tweak some of the material inside of your program so that it's better designed to meet their needs. And then you're going to launch it again. But this time you're going to give yourself a little bit more time. You're going to give yourself 3 months. Okay? So month number 1, January, you have 5 sales. That's $5,000. Then you're in March. This time around, you have 20 people buy because you have these great testimonials from the first bunch of people. You have 20 sales. That's $20,000. Then you wait 3 months because it's going to take some time to kind of go back and tweak your emails, tweak your webinar, change some of the maybe words on your sales page, things like that. And you also want to make sure that those 20 people that you're serving have the best experience because you're constantly collecting case studies and testimonials and all of that, right? So then 3 months after March, it's June, right? So you launch again. And this time you sell 50 copies of your program. 50 copies because in the time that you launched between March, April, May, and June, now you have 1,000 new people into your Facebook group. So at this point, you have 1,600 people in your Facebook group, and you've just made $75,000, and it's June. And it's only June. So you decide that you're going to push through for one more launch, right? And again, you want to wait about 3 months because you're doing the same thing. You're surveying your audience, trying to understand why they didn't buy, right? And you're also growing your group at the same time. So you have one more launch in you, and you decide to go for it, and it's September. So you have a September launch. Only this time, you don't sell 50 copies. You sell 75 copies. Because this time around, because of all the money that you've earned up until then, now you have a budget for Facebook ads. Now you've able to, instead of just adding 1,000 people to your Facebook group within that 3-month time period, you're able to add 2,000 people to your Facebook group because now you have some ads behind it, right, that are driving more traffic to it. So by this point, right, you've made well over $100,000 and it's only September. Now, the key to all of this is that you started out with 5 sales. So if you have if you have just launched something, or if you are about to launch something, do not abandon that project too early. Do not tell yourself that just because you sold 5 products, that means that somehow, this whole launch was a complete failure, because it's not. It's just the beginning. It's just a start. It's just enough to get you going, because you're going to consistently improve upon it. Now, if you start to create other new products within that year, between January and September, if you start creating other new products, are you going to have time to improve upon, to first of all, serve the students that signed up originally? And are you going to have time to improve upon the product? Are you going to have time to improve upon the messaging, the market messaging that you're using in order to sell the thing? No, you're not, right? It's so important that you guys stay focused. And it's really hard, because as you're working, you're going to be out there doing stuff, and you're constantly going to be seeing people do other things, right? Like starting a YouTube show, starting a podcast, blah, blah, blah. And you're like, that's the answer. That's what I need to do. If I can start a YouTube show, then I'm going to make money. No, that's not the way it works. If you want to make money, you need to improve upon the first product that you're selling. That's how you're going to get really profitable. Then you can get to a stage where you can hire someone to help you edit your YouTube videos, to write a script for your YouTube videos, to do all of that. So it's going to be easy for you, right? But in order for all of those extra things to happen, you've got to get profitable first, because you cannot do everything all by yourself. So that's what I want for you to think about. I want for you to join me for my live masterclass. It's on Monday. It's 100% free. We're going to be talking about this, and we're going to be talking about Facebook groups, and it's going to be great. So make sure that you sign up. The link is in the title of this little broadcast. Okay, I'll see you guys later.